You're watching Gears and Gasoline's new series, Track Tested, with me, Coby Shield. As a pro driver, I've gotten the chance to drive just about everything, so we're using my experience to take builds of all shapes and sizes and put them to the ultimate test around our home track, Virginia International Raceway. We want to know the recipe for the fastest build around VIR full course. But all I can say for sure is, it's probably not this.
This is a 1990 Mitsubishi mini cab, K-truck.
So this normally looks like a little utility truck, correct?
Yeah.
Like it normally has a bed and everything?
And it's also normally like 7 inches taller.
Okay.
But it kind of broke down and it kind of lived right next to my Pikes Peak 240Z.
Yeah.
And for months and months I'd walk past them in the shop and I'd always wonder, like, what if? What if we built the K-truck just like we would build any other race car with, function over form, and I think that recipe always looks really rad. That's kind of what this is if we were to build a K-truck time attack car, for purpose.
The arrow and everything, I assume it's functional, or what'd you do with this?
The front arrow is tricky on a K-truck because it's completely flat. So we would normally add canards and some other things, but we have kind of like a wing box on the front.
Yeah.
Basically, we have air that can travel through the bottom and act just like the wing that's on the back of the truck. It's a truck still, right? So these inherently don't have good traction on the rear. So we're trying to make kind of equal to downforce front and rear, which the theory is aero balance, and we've got a lot of aero in the rear. We need more traction in the rear.
They lock the rear brakes a lot, right? Like it seems like all the weight just goes to the front. So have you done anything other than, I see the fuel cell and everything's all in the back. What else have you thrown back there to try and throw weight back?
It's a little Radium 6-gallon, kind of future-proofing.
Yeah.
For like a sport bike motor in it. We ditched the leaf spring setup, so it's got a custom 4-link under it. So it's all business under the truck too. So it's got 4-link suspension. It's got crazy Moton coilovers. Definitely the most expensive coilovers ever to be on a K-truck. I was originally going to mount the radiator like trophy truck style up high. But for me, it just didn't make sense because we weren't getting any airflow. It's a lot of static air in the back. And I just happened to set the radiator kind of right there, trying to pick my brain on, and it just kind of
it just worked. Yeah.
And then this duct kind of just came to me, and I was like, what if I make a duct? It works really, really well. I mean, 99% of the time, I don't ever need to turn the fans on because we have such good cooling for the duct.
That's awesome.
And basically, took the same idea for the oil cooler on the other side, and it works really well. You can see that it's got a Haltech ECU and PDM.
Okay.
But it's still carbureted because it's got the factory engine. We wanted to bring people along on the journey of what is it like driving one of these trucks with a lot of aero with a stock engine, and then we're going to do a sport bike swap at some point. But I'm having actually a ton of fun, which you will today too, of just driving it around and wringing its neck with just the stock 40 horsepower. The dash is OEM shaped. We just kind of race card it up and just made it all blank.
No, I love it. We even have the carbon door cards with the pull handle. The windows still work. Yeah, we might need to test fit me and see if I can even fit in this thing.
So I normally kind of just get in first.
It's not bad. It's just the knees. I have such long legs. We'll see what happens.
It's super weird because it feels like you're driving what you would think a school bus would be like. Right? Because
and there's nothing in front of you either.
Yeah.
You're in what would be the firewall typically.
So people are going to be like, oh, that thing's dangerous. We do have plans to cage the front. We got a lot of experience with road race cages at the shop.
Yeah.
So we're going to probably do an extra braced front on it.
Okay. Very cool.
But yeah, I think also we're going to remove some of the dash as well to have a little bit more leg clearance.
Yeah. All right, kids. Here we go. Oh gosh, it's the knees, bro. It's not gonna work. At all? No. Look. Yeah, I mean, I'd have to sit up here for it to work. It's because my knees are so long. Look.
Can we take any padding out of the seat?
It's not the padding, it's the dash. Yeah, it's my legs, dude. This is catastrophic. Yeah, it's because my knees, from my ankles to my knees is too long.
Yeah.
It's my torso is short. Yeah, I don't know, dog. I mean, there's no way to Yeah, I mean, once you're in, you're in.
If
It's
we
not
like
the-
took out, I don't know if this padding comes out.
Well, this does come. This
Wait,
Yeah, but I don't
what if
know
we
if
take out the bottom?
I don't-
and then, like the bottom bolster,
I don't know how much that would help.
because that'll lower.
No padding?
No padding. Yeah, of course.
I mean, it's better, but not. I just can't get to the clutch. If it was just gas and brake, we'd be good.
I honestly don't think you'll be using the clutch very much because fourth gear is like 60 miles an hour. It's like first, second are just like getting going gears. It has so much grip that like you don't need to like, you can just pretty much be flat out everywhere.
Yeah, I mean, it's like.
This is the sketchiest, goofiest thing I've ever been in my life. It's awesome. Ah! Nope. Maybe we'll make it out of the paddock. My pit speed is like where the car should be in like third gear. We gotta go into third just to make it down pit lane. And we're off, we're floored, baby! This is all she's got, kids. We're going, come on. Come on! I could make lunch or dinner while I'm lapping this thing. We're flat out! Turning in for the uphill S's. We're starting at 61. Let's see what we end at. Oh, we're losing. 58. 56. Oh no! We lost 6 miles an hour climbing the S's. That's okay, because we're going to stay flat, baby! Down the hill we go. Up into Oak Tree. We're just sending her in. We're not braking, because we don't need the brakes in this. And we're back to full power, baby. Back to full power. Yahoo! I can write a book. I can sing a song. Turn those fans on, get her nice and cool. There's some drifters over there having fun. Check them out. Look, we're literally pacing a drifter that's going to stage to go into his next corner, and I am flat out. We're doing 58. Come on. 59. And we're flat. This car has definitely broken the record for most on-throttle time in the history of VIR, I would think. I'm gonna go ahead and get over in my braking zone. Not that we're really gonna brake much, but little open diff action. I think I hopefully get one more lap. We're going to see how much on-throttle time we can actually get now that I feel fairly comfortable.
General rule of thumb is the 2-minute mark is a fast car at VIR full course. In the first episode of Track Tested, I ran a 204 in a 400 horsepower RX-7. Lynn's Evo did a 202, Thorne Civic did a 207, and I ran like a 158 in a stock C8 Z06. Just keep that in mind as you watch this lap from Shawn's Mitsubishi truck.
Here we go. Boys. And you know what's funny? The min speeds in like 1 and Oak Tree are actually fairly decent. Just we have no pickup off the corner, so to you guys it's hard to tell that, but it's actually quite impressive how well this takes corners at speed. Like this is 60 miles an hour. It just doesn't look like it. It just takes it. Alright, here we go. I have not lifted. My foot is now cramping so bad that I had to wedge it, my knee in between the pedal and my foot there so I don't come off the throttle because my foot's just cramping. I know, I'm a wuss, but we're still flat, baby. We are cooking. Oh, down to 55, that's not good. Hopefully she can take this. He told me to just send it, and if she blows, she blows. And we all know if that happens, they might encourage a motorcycle swap, which would be kind of sick, actually. Which I selfishly want to see. A motorcycle swap. Back to throttle, baby. Use all the exit. We're off.
So Ben and I were wondering if we could literally make a sandwich before the K truck gets to the end of the back straightaway. So I got some standard whole bread and some peanut butter and jelly. We're gonna make a PB&J. I got the chunky peanut butter, because that's my go-to. Makes for a little bit better experience in my opinion. Some people may hate it. But we're just gonna make some lunch real quick, because we're all some hungry guys over here. Then get my jelly going. Lather it up. Let's see what we got. Throw this over. Then we're gonna cut it in half because we like to share around here. There it is. Proper PB&J.
And light brake. Chuck it in, baby. And still flat. There we go. After we come out of hog pen, I drop the car in and then we lose speed on exit. Never seen anything like this in my life, and it's really funny. And that's the end of the session. Thanks for riding along with me. I could have probably told you a life story riding this thing, but it's the most fun I've ever had. It may seem really goofy, but he's put a lot of time, money, and effort into this build. Very meticulous, very well built, very cool. And props to him for building something like this, because not many people would. I really, really hope he invites me to drive it with more motor in it one day if he does that, because I'd be thrilled to drive this with a little bit more power. You can take hog pen flat, that's absolutely hilarious. I've never been in something that you can just take it completely flat.
It's definitely not the fastest thing on the planet, but hey, once you add power, it's gonna be proper. But it was a blast, man.
I mean,
awesome.
as a driver, I was incredibly jealous watching you come through, and it looked like it was a lot of fun.
I've never seen flaggers pull out their phones. I don't even know if they're supposed to, but even the guy on start-finish line that overhangs the track is just videoing me as I go by.
There's GT3 RS Cup cars cutting laps, and
Those
know
won't be filmed.
Yeah.
I guarantee you. You go check their phones at the end of the day. They don't care about Porsches.
Yeah.
They care about the K truck, baby.
Any guesses?
So I've never raced here. I know in the 2-minute mark is fast.
So like a 220, 221 is like a spec Miata on a street tire rolling.
I don't know if this is bold or way up. I'm gonna go 317.
Oh wow, so you went higher than me.
Really?
Yeah, I said, what'd I say, 310 I think originally, or 305?
I'm in the wheelhouse then, because
No, you are in the wheelhouse.
I'm totally guessing.
I think you're dead on. I think it's high. I said 305 or 310 earlier when we first got here, but I don't know.
He's
I
gonna
don't
say 221.
No, you're right. No. I've driven this place enough.
Yeah.
It's at least a 310 to 330.
Did a 3-minute 27 exactly.
You were the closest.
I have no idea if I should be impressed or stoked.
We should just be proud it's sub 4 minutes.
Yeah,
We're
yeah.
like, but I will say if we clipped sector times, like the 1 to 4 is actually probably pretty darn quick.
I did inform him after he cut laps that those brakes are probably original.
Yeah, he tells me after the fact, you said this may have been rolling through markets in where Japan?
Yeah.
Potentially, yeah. So this
Delivering
thing could have been delivering items in Japan, what, 25 years ago?
32.
32 years ago on the same brakes he just sent me around the track on. But like you said, we don't really need them.
It does have racing brake fluid and lines, so there is that, but it's surprisingly not a pile of crap.
No, it needs
A motor.
I know you know this, but with a motor, this thing is going to be awesome.
A motor, brakes, and a front half cage. I'd be happy to send this thing.
Oh, and I think it would be very fast.
We should do a part 2 on this.
I agree. I think everyone will want to see a part 2.
Yeah.
At least I would hope so. I just want to give a quick shout out to Hyperfest and the Cavetto family for allowing us to film and do all this. Without them, we wouldn't be able to do this. And the fact that we just got a wide open track basically by ourselves. Thank you so much. Everyone go give Shawn a follow. This isn't his only build. He's got an insane Z build that's amazing. Everything he does is obviously top quality. So thank you for trusting me. And it was great to meet you, man. It's awesome.
Maybe we'll do some laps in the Z next time. I think you'll probably fit in that better and probably a lot faster lap times.
I would hope so. If we do 330s in that, something went really
Yeah,
well.
jeez.
On to the next one. On to the next one.